On Saturday, Byron Jones retweeted a video of his very long broad jump 8 years ago at the Scouting Combine with this message: "Much has changed in 8 years. Today I can't run or jump because of my injuries sustained playing this game. Do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. If you absolutely must, consult an outside doctor to learn the long-term implications." Then he said, "It was an honor and privilege to play in the NFL, but it came at a regrettable cost I did not foresee. In my opinion, no amount of professional success or financial gain is worth avoidable chronic pain and disabilities. Godspeed to the draft class of 2023. Now, he's not retiring, because if he would retire, he would owe the Dolphins $4.2 million. They'll cut him, and he'll walk away, keeping the remainder of his signing bonus and moving forward with his post-football life. But look, there's a lot there that, is a tough reality for these guys who are coming in. The game will leave you different. It will leave you injured. It will leave you unable to do the things you could do when you were 21 and 22 years old. And it's part of the price you're paying. And one area where you can take care of yourself and protect yourself is when they start saying, take this shot, take this pill, because they want you to be able to play today. They don't care about what it may do to you tomorrow.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. It sounds like a guy, of course, that's frustrated. This is one of the really, you talk about a guy that went and was a workout warrior at the Combine to open up everybody's eyes and go, oh, wait, wow, this guy is every bit what I thought he was on film, right? I mean, he did things that broke the record in the broad jump, if I remember correctly. He's used to being the freakiest guy in the world, or one of those type of guys. Now he's, aches and pains as soon as he gets out of the bed in the morning. And this looks like, to me, I mean, again, more than just frustration with all that, this is, the sad story of a little bit of, it seems like it's crossed over into just normal everyday life. Forget about I can't play football. Like, my life isn't right now. And that's where I feel for a guy like him. And that stinks. And again, this will get into a conversation I know you and I have had many times, and we try to explain this to the audience. I know everybody thinks, hey, these billion-dollar organizations, and they got all the top things. Yeah, they got a top surgeon available, but rehab, getting muscles and nerves to work the right way and all of that, no. The NFL is behind the 8 ball as far as that conversation is concerned. That's why you see me and myself included, when I lost my spleen, having to find doctors. The answer wasn't with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or any team I played for. I had to go out and find specialists that were more, knowledgeable in certain areas. And, you as a player, and if you don't know better, you just think, hey, wait, the team's got my best interest. They know what they're talking about. There's a big-time doctor that's associated with the team and all of that. But, muscular injuries and things like that, ice and stim still being the number one thing you do to help a guy out, even though, the new age places don't do that nearly as much. They're kind of in the Stone Age a little bit with some of this stuff. And that's where it's unfortunate for players and a guy like Byron Jones.
And regardless of any permanent effects of injuries, there can be mistreatment and mishandling of injuries that end a guy's career prematurely. Chris Maragos, who was a safety with the Eagles,
right,
he got a $43.5 million medical malpractice verdict as a result of treatment, surgery, and care for a knee injury that he suffered when he was playing. So it's good that people are held to be accountable. It's good that standards apply. But as it relates to the treatment of pain, we've had this conversation about marijuana versus narcotics, and the NFL finally seems to be warming up to the idea that maybe it's better for players to manage their pain with cannabis and not with Vicodin,
right?
But it still feels like they have a way to go to fully embrace alternatives to the really potent medications that can create addictions and long-term health problems, just like the Toradol shot can.
Well, yeah, and, again, I think this is another thing that gets into a conversation we talk about with money a little bit as well. Hey, some of these people who are the top muscle doctors in the world, the teams don't pay them enough, so they do their own practices. They go, wait, I don't want to go work all these hours for a team and not make this money when I can be a specialized big-time doctor and charge guys all this money for an hour appointment and just rake in the cash. So that's where, the NFL doesn't necessarily put their best foot forward there in that department either. And, again, this is unfortunately a story that happens a lot in football. Talk to my dad. My dad saw a big-time NFL doctor. He had all problems. Hey, phantom pains they were telling him. I'm going, Dad, I don't know I've never even heard of that. Phantom pains? He went and saw a muscle specialist. They got his muscles working the right way. All of a sudden, phantom pain was non-existent. And, again, I think there's a little bit of a misconception out there, and I think you've always done a great job, and hopefully I've helped out in explaining that it's not the best stuff out there to help these players all the time.
I will say this, Phantom Pains would be a hell of a name for a pro wrestler.
It would be, yeah.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.